I'm going to show you how to test some transistors. So we have our little handy multimeter with transistor tester. It's pretty tough to do it without, although you can put together a circuit and then test voltages and all that jazz. But with this, it makes it pretty simple. So I have a little transistor that I yanked out of a circuit board from an old radio, I believe, and it's a Sanyo 2SB22. So of course we could simply Google this, and we would find the pinout and everything, and then you just punch it in. But let's assume that we don't know the actual pinout. So this here, we have NPN on one side and PNP on the other side. So we have the positive and negative ground kind of resistor things. And then we have ECB, E. So emitter, collector, base, emitter. So you can put the three legs this way. So it's from bottom of the screen up, CBE, or this way, ECB, or flip them. So now this would have been sort of the first leg we were talking about, BCE. Okay, so you can position them in different ways to get the different pinouts that you might need. Okay, so the resistor I had, I'm letting sit on this cold metal here. Is it showing? No, it's not. Right there. Because it's an older transistor, and the package that it's in leads me to believe that it is a germanium transistor. So older germanium. I'm guessing that it's a PNP transistor. So I'm going to try those. But if you don't know, you can just do pinouts on all different sides and figure it out. Okay, so it's on the cold because I'm going to show you something that's kind of interesting. The transistor readings, the gain readings, increase with temperature. Okay, so I'm going to pop it in here. I'm trying to do it left-handed, and it's a little tricky because I'm standing off to the side here. Okay, so that's showing like 2, so I'm guessing that's not correct. So I'll pop it in here. Okay, so that's like an error message, so it's not correct. So now I'm going to flip them. Flip the legs. And again, not correct. So move up to here. Hey, I have a reading. Okay, so now I know that the leg that's in where it says E is the emitter. The leg that's in where it says B is the base. And the one that's in where it says C, of course, the collector. So it's reading 125, 124, 125. Okay, so it's right around there. This does not take into account any leakage. Okay, but it gives you a good idea. I'm guessing if the transistors all working correctly, that this 124 or whatever, the gain on this is not 400, which would be out of range for a germanium anyway. And the gain on this is probably not 40. So it gives us an idea. Okay, now I'm going to put my thumb on the top of the metal little can, the metal case. Okay, and I'm actually going to put a finger on the side too. 124. So one thing that I'll put a bunch of fingers on just to really get it going. 125. So germanium, the gain increases as it warms up. 127, It just flicks 127. Okay, so I could hold my finger on here and it might go up to like 130 or 140 just from my body heat, just from the heat of my fingers. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do to check if it's germanium if you're totally not sure. 128. Okay, so pop that out. Now I have another transistor, and I don't know if you can see against the black background. Okay, but this little plastic case, I'm guessing, is a silicone. A silicon, I should say. And it has numbers on it. We could certainly check it out. But I'm going to go with that it's an NPN transistor. And okay, right on the first guess, I got it. So holding it with the flat side from left to right, the pinout is CBE, and it's 374. Okay, so now if I hold this, so 374, 375. Now it's flicking around because I'm playing with it. Okay, but nonetheless, it's not really going up much in gain. It does flick around a bit, and it's still at 375, so 374, 375. So that would be the gain on this one, and now we know the pinout. So hopefully this helped somebody, makes things a little easier, and one of these multimeters with the transistor tester is really not very expensive at all. So enjoy.